Hi and welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Linda and today we're gonna discuss Meron's Synwax and Sculpt Gel by Mold Life. I get a lot of questions which one of these two people should buy and why they should use which one, and I decided to make a video on it because although they are both sculpting directly on the face with a spatula, they are also very different, and I use both. So there are cases when I love using Synwax and there are cases when I love using the Sculpt Gel, and I would like to tell you why this is, and I hope I can help you to make your decision on which of these you need, and maybe you will decide you need both as I do. The Synwax is relatively cheap. It's around €7 at this time, where the Sculpt Gel is quite expensive. This is the large package, but this is $49.95 at this moment, and the smaller one is $29.95. So for price, I would definitely say you want Synwax. But there are other factors that play when you decide what product you need. So Synwax is a synthetic wax, and this one stays soft. So when you put it on the face, the plus of Synwax is you can keep on sculpting until you're completely satisfied and you don't need to do anything else anymore. And if you take an hour or two, who cares? You can do this with Synwax. Sculpt Gel, on the other side, you mix the parts together as you want them. A and B make the Sculpt Gel and C is the softener. So depending on where you place it on your body or face, you can add C or you decide not to add it. And once this is mixed, you've got a limited time to work with it. I always say about 10 minutes is the maximum, and then you need to finish what you were doing. So for time to work with it, also Synwax is the best option. But if you go to a party and you want something to stay on all night, you can do this with Synwax and you can do this with Sculpt Gel. But if you, for instance, make a wound on your cheek and during the evening there comes a moment you get a hug and someone touches your cheek, the chances are the Synwax will be disformed of what you made, and it's hard, almost impossible to get it back as you would want it to, so your makeup is basically ruined. With the Sculpt Gel, as it is a silicone that really sets, and you touch it, it just stays as it is, and you don't have to worry about it deforming while you're wearing it. Another pro for the Sculpt Gel is removing it from the skin. You get the whole piece you've made off in just seconds without having to worry about how to get it off again. And another plus is what you get off is still intact. So if you've made a beautiful nose and you take it off at the end of the night, you could keep it and just place it back when you need it again, and then just only make the edges beautiful once you apply it with Prosade the next time. When you want to remove Synwax, it is more difficult to remove it. You need to get your spatula again and just really scrub it off, if that's how you call it. So you take the spatula, you take it off and you remove the Synwax, and then you wash it with water and soap, and you need to work harder to remove the Synwax. So in summary, this Synwax is relatively cheap and you can work with it on skin as long as you want to. There's no limited time to work with it, but when you touch it, when you're done making your beautiful makeup, you will ruin it. I mean, you need to be sure no one touches it or it will be gone. And removing it from the skin is not always as pleasant, and sometimes, especially when you have had a party and it's in the middle of the night and you need to remove the wax, I can imagine you cursing in your bathroom wishing you would have used something different than Synwax. That's the Synwax. The Sculpt Gel is relatively expensive. You pay 29 or 49 euros for Sculpt Gel, and you get limited time to work with it once you've mixed them up. But once it's on your face, it will stay as you wanted it for the entire night. People can touch it, people can hug you, you can touch your own face if you want to, it will stay there. And if you remove it at the end of the night, you just get a bit of it and just take off what is there, and you can keep it and reuse what you've made. So that's Pro-Con Synwax Sculpt Gel. This you model on the skin with a petroleum jelly. So just get petroleum jelly and put it on your finger or on your spatula, and you are free to work with it. If you don't use petroleum jelly, you will have the Synwax sticking to whatever you put on it. That's the Synwax. The Sculpt Gel, you sculpt it on the face with alcohol. So get 70% alcohol at the pharmacy or 98% alcohol at our store, and you can put it on your finger, on the spatula, and just sculpt with it. If you don't use alcohol with Sculpt Gel, also this will stick to your finger and you won't be able to make what you want to make of it. Woo! If you ever wonder why I cut that much in my videos, I hope you can hear this. There are ghosts in my wall and I need to get them gone. So they're gone now and we can just continue what we were doing. Another similarity that they both have is that you can put them on the skin directly, or you can put glue under them to make them stay longer. For the Synwax, I've learned to put spirit gum under it, just because that's what I've learned a long time ago. So this one I normally use with spirit gum, and this one, as it's a silicone, I use of course with Prosade. This is flexible, the Prosade's flexible, and together they hold better and longer. Another thing that counts for both of them is that they work great on your skin, but the area around your mouth where the skin moves the most, because of talking of course, it's difficult to put them on and keep them beautiful all day. You could glue them, and for the Sculpt Gel you could add more of the C that's in there to soften it up, and it will be more flexible, but still you will see that if you put something on or around your mouth, it's difficult to keep it beautiful all day. Another difference I have just thought of is this one can block your eyebrows and this one can't. If you put this in your eyebrows as it sets up, and it's silicone and it will become quite a solid mass of silicone, and you put it on your eyebrows, it will remove them if you remove the Sculpt Gel. So if it's about blocking eyebrows, Synwax is definitely the product you want to have. Well, I have just been rambling on about Synwax and Sculpt Gel, and I don't know if you enjoyed this video, but if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, so I know that you enjoyed me explaining the differences and the similarities between Synwax and the Sculpt Gel. I will be back next week with another how to use this kind of product tutorial, and I'm certain that it will be with the Sculpt Gel, as I have already showed you how to block your eyebrows with wax and how to make a basic wound with wax. It only seems fair after this video that I also show you how to do this with Sculpt Gel. Yeah, well, that's kind of all I had for today. But if you don't want to miss any other video we do, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel in the link below. And well, I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!